Cloud. Well, good morning, everyone. Gregory and Robin up here in Bozeman, Montana, welcoming you to our Thursday morning training call. Good morning, Live Younger LifeWave community. And this is a very special call because we're going to do something we've never done before. Okay. And as most of you know, every Wednesday morning we have a director and above mastermind call. And sometimes, you hear some of the remnants of that. And sometimes some of the trainings that we do here are incubated in that call, coming from the collective wisdom and spirit of all the directors and above that are on there. And I got to tell you, yesterday's call was so outstanding that we've made a decision. We're going to replay yesterday's director's call just to kind of tease you a little bit and say, hey, this is what director's calls are like. But the content was so relevant for all of you. Sometimes we're covering leadership information that trickles down to you. Some does, some doesn't. But the content we covered yesterday about mindset, about the why and how and benefits of selling premier packs and how we're all going to gather together in the Bahamas cruise in the springtime and how we can get as many points as possible to do that. Uh, and so, with everyone's blessings from yesterday, I'm going to play the replay. Robin, did you want to say hello or anything before I start the recording?
Hello. What happened yesterday, I heard feedback from many people that it actually shifted their mindset. And that's what we want to do is help everyone grow and stretch to go places you've never been before. So we want to be as in special gratitude to Janet and Connie for taking the lead on this.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and play it, and it's going to fill up almost the entire hour. And at the end, Rob and I have a few other announcements to make before we close out the call. And this call will be available for replay on liveyoungeryoutube.com later on today. So it's available, going to be available for all of your people because I think the content is relevant to all of our Live Younger community and all brand partners. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to stop my video to get out of your way. And I'm going to make one more adjustment here, video settings to hide meetings. And there we go. And okay. And ready or not, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here we go. I can get my.
There you are.
Yeah. So.
Oops.
And we're not hearing you if you're speaking. We're not.
You're still in
There
the
you are.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you call on me?
Yeah. Okay.
I had to walk away for a minute.
Since it was your idea to talk about mindset, you and Connie, either of you could start out talking about mindset. And mindset is a real key to success, to kind of set the sails of your consciousness in the direction you want to go.
Connie, jump in and kick it off, please.
Okay, so we were talking a little bit about it kind of started with the incentive trip first, and we're going to get into some things that we're going to go with gonna go to with Janet later. But when it came to the incentive trip, we knew that there were going to be certain things people were going to need to look at and activities they were going to need to do to get on that. So first and foremost is making the decision you're going. And the second is, what are those activities going to be that are going to get you there? So I want to talk to all of you a little bit about Punta Mita and how we qualified for Punta Mita. So with the size of our organization, with where we're working in depth and our leaders, a lot of our time and energy at this stage in our journey, it has to do with training and supporting our team in depth, right? Well, that means that we probably, we aren't recruiting like we did when we got started in the first couple of years. And so a lot of the points, as you know, those points are based on recruitment. Those points are based on upgrading people in their kits and helping people go director to hit their manager, hit their director, hit whatever. Well, if you look at a couple of our legs personally sponsored, they're already SPDs. I can't make them any higher, right? So when I'm developing managers, directors, and all that, I'm doing them in depth, which means I'm not going to personally get those points. So how do I get on a trip, right? And when the personal enrollment, some of those things are are taken away, right? There's ones we can still work with, but some are taken away. And we got on most of what we got. There was rank advancements. And yes, one of the rank advancements, thank you, Anne Moreau, was that she went SPD during that qualification period. But the vast majority that got us there beyond helping our team rank advance was upgrading of kits. And it wasn't upgrading somebody from a core to an advanced. Not that we didn't, but it was getting people premium kits and helping them understand the benefit of ordering a premium kit, the savings they were going to get. So I'll just tell you one example. We looked at one of Barry's employees, and he had been using the patches a long time ago, got off. He was out of the system, and we knew he wanted back on him again. And so we went to him and we brought him in. We knew the patches he was going to use were going to be 4 patches, right? So there were quite a few for him. And so we said, look, we're going to bring you in on a core. And the next month, we're going to go up to advanced. This is how much we're going to save you this month. This is how much we're going to save you next month. And after that, the month after that, we're going to get you 3 months worth of patches. And we're going to save you this much money by buying it all at one time. And he didn't even hesitate. This is a bartender. This isn't somebody with a ton of money, right? And he didn't even hesitate because we told him the value to him in the savings he was going to get by doing this. He's not a builder. He just wanted the value of the products at the best price. And we did that to numerous people. And that was the push that got us over to the Punta Mita trip. So I'd love to turn it over to Janet to talk about what the savings look like and how you would communicate that to your team and to your new enrollments.
Thank you, Connie. And good morning, everybody. And I want to underscore, we really want to focus on premium right now for a number of reasons. One, many people are hesitant to talk about it. They think it's too much money. They don't know how to present it. To Connie's point, they don't know how to present the savings. But there's really a lot of other aspects to it besides savings. And we'll get back to that. There's also the reasons of why people would want to do it in a bigger sense. So I prepped up a couple slides for us to discuss. But you're directors. Your job is to lead. Some of you are senior directors, executives, presidentials, even SPDs. Your job is to lead. And Gregory and Robin are constantly giving us this forum to learn. And so Gregory's going to be popping in, Robin's going to be popping in on this too. In that, and I'm going to ask Dr. Velvet and actually Cam May Jennings to pop in on this because it's a mindset. And if you don't understand the value, you won't talk about it. So Connie and I are talking. I said, the first time I went to Europe, everyone's like, aren't you so excited? And I was like, yeah, but I didn't know what I was going to see. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know where we're going. At the end of it, I was like, you don't know the land of premium. Most of you. Most of your people don't. So we want you to get really familiar with this. So Gregory, may I share my screen? You're muted, Gregory. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So we're gonna, I tend to, let me get on, I don't want to share. I want to get this, hold on. I want to get this on present, which is not letting me. Okay, so you guys, can you see my Canva? Hopefully you can. I can't seem to get it bigger right
Yes,
at the
we
moment.
see it.
Okay. So Connie, talk through what's in the kit itself, please.
And the premium kit?
You're right here. Can you see it?
No, I'm
Okay.
going to really apologize, but our internet's been going in and out for weeks and they just showed up. So I just switched to my phone. So I apologize. I can't see anything, Janet.
Here's one of our
so
SPDs
sorry.
who
They
can't
just
use
rang
your
the
phone.
doorbell.
Okay, well, let's go over it. So, yes, Kame, you got your hand raised?
I can say what's in it.
Please do.
Okay, so in the premium kit, you can either get 20 sleeves of X39, which cost you $87.50 each, which is a great savings. And it's a great savings for people that just want to be customers or people that want to share the patches. Because like today, I'm doing a presentation or tomorrow, and it'd be great if I had a sleeve of $87.50 X39 that I could use for an auction or something, or as a gift. Um, or you can get, or you can get 40 of the support sleeves, or I believe you can get seller dies, or any of the things that are not the X's, or you can combine them. So you can get a ton of patches for a whole lot less money. It's a really, really great value. I've had many, many people buy these because it is such a great value. They save a lot of money on shipping, and they have the product there for sharing.
For sharing. Great. Thank you, Kimmy, and we're going to have you come back in. So before we start on premium, who needs this? Well, Kimmy just talked about it's a great purchase and the value, but I'd like you to think beyond perhaps the people in your family and friends. I do a lot of work with business owners, entrepreneurs. There's people out there, you guys, that actually need this, and we're going to tell you why. So I want you to start looking for people in business, for entrepreneurs. Maybe they're boomers that are pretty savvy who still want to be in the game. They like being in the game. Network marketers, and we're going to talk desperate people here for a second. Cami and I were headed to the airport last weekend. We're on the shuttle from the parking lot into the airport. We got talking to people on, well, Cami, let me give her credit, is talking all about the patches on the shuttle. And this guy wanted a patch and another wanted a patch. And we had our cards out. And what we saw, this one gentleman, he was a former CFO. You could tell he wants to still be in the game. He's retired, but he's like, he was dressing nice, things like that. Let's go to desperate people. Quick story. At the event we were at, a gentleman shared that he was a business owner. He never took a vacation. He told his three daughters and wife, "We're going on a vacation. We're going to Turks and Caicos," and they were so excited. They were finally going. He goes to get the passports, and instead of getting 5 passports, he gets a little letter that's from the IRS that says, "You haven't paid $13,000 in back taxes. You don't get passports." It just shattered his family. And at that point, a switch flipped in his mind, and he said, "I've got to do this. They told me about this so long ago, and I never paid attention." And now he's at an SPD level. He paid off $13,000 in back taxes with premium kits talking to his friends. You guys are out there everywhere. And Connie, you're going to jump in here. Let's talk a minute about the who. Who have you experienced that wants to jump in at a business level?
Okay. Oh, who have we experienced at that?
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of people, it was people that saw the vision, who maybe already were aligned in that for this, but I don't even know on that, on that piece. So now, like when we first started, I guess, let me go back. Sorry, guys, I'm all jumbled with the internet people showing up at my door. When we look now, we definitely look for entrepreneurs. We definitely talk to our team about who's an entrepreneur, who has that, who maybe has always wanted to be an entrepreneur, who's already in business. So when we look at things, let's just talk about even conference. When we look at conference and who's willing, they're like, "Oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford to go to conference. I don't have enough extra money. Oh, I want to go to the event in Florida, but I can't afford to do it. Oh, I want to do this, but I can't afford to do it." Well, that is a clue right there that you have someone who does not see that this is their change. You get an entrepreneur and they understand investing back into their business. They understand that I am going to find a way to get this, to do this, because I'm going to invest back in my business. So business owners, entrepreneurs, they should be at the top of your list, because their mindset automatically is, how can I do this? And they understand what you have to invest to get something back. So that's usually a no-brainer. Network marketers, they come with a different skill set, right? Many of us have grown teams with people who have never done network marketing before, and there's a lag, there's a skill set that you have to learn as you go. Some of us have been around the industry for a very long time. It took time to develop that skill set. So if you are looking for someone who, whether they've been super successful or not, but they at least understand network marketing, they've done some growth and personal development, they get what's going on, you cut the time frame of their success down because they've already worked through skills. They've already gone through some of the things that if you take somebody who's never even heard of relationship marketing, now you have to get help with their belief system. Now you've got to help develop them in ways, whereas people, if you're getting someone who's already done network marketing before, you get to bypass a lot of that time and go straight to the activities and the actions because they understand that. So desperate people have a mindset of, what I'll do whatever it takes. And it doesn't even have to be desperate. It could be just somebody who with all their heart and soul, they want out of the industry they're in. They wake up every day and think, I can't go to this job one more day. They have maybe a situation in the family that they need the money, and they are willing to do whatever it takes and the activities, the income producing activities, to get to where they need to go because they have that big giant why. You take somebody who's super, super comfortable, and that was me and Barry for a lot of years in our last company. We saw a different vision here, but in our last company, there was no doubt we were comfortable. We didn't have to have that income. And so we might not have done some of the things that we could have done based on the fact that we just didn't have a really strong need. So that's what I would say about. And Barry said, oh yeah, and Barry just said it's an extremely small investment. $1,700 to start a business. Any business person is going to be like, that's all.
Yep, very true. Thank you, Connie. Gregory and Robin.
Yeah,
I want to chime in on that.
I wanted to chime in because when I started network marketing 36 years ago, I was one of those desperate people. Okay. I had sold my manufacturing business in Southern California, moved to Montana, and the sale fell through. The payments stopped coming. I went from litigation into liquidation, and I couldn't afford to go back into manufacturing because that was a high six-figure investment. I had $750,000 of equipment, you know? So I didn't know what I didn't know, but a good friend of mine was making some really good money in the water business. And some of you people are probably familiar, old timers, with NSA, National Safety Associates. I started at $5,000. I scraped up $5,000 to buy a package. And all I did is sell $5,000 packages because monkey see, monkey do. And that was the way. And the successful people, they bought $25,000 packages. And that company grew, it exploded. So it's ironic, here we are back in the water business. But I just think, I'm glad you ladies brought it up this morning, the whole concept of mindset. And yeah, it's nice to help people with their owies, but we're in business to make money because that gives us all kinds of options. We can be as philanthropic, as charitable, and freedom. Like I like to say, when you can go shopping, not look at the price tag to see if it fits, you know? So I was one of those desperate people, and failure was not an option, and I powered through. And by God's grace, here we are today.
Thank you, Gregory. Connie,
Can I add something?
Connie, can I ask real quick, Dr. Velvet, to chime in on one topic, please? Sure. Real quick. Dr. Velvet, go ahead and unmute, please.
Okay. So what do you want me to address?
Talk about a bit about practitioners, if you would, because there's a lot of practitioners who love and care about people doing this.
Right. And so, well, first to Connie's point, they really are a person. And as Kameh was reading the premium package, you guys need to be thinking about practitioners that may want to offer this into their clinic and sell it retail. So that package right there is going to be really good for them, right? It's going to save them a lot of money, and they're going to be earning more on their return of investment, right? But when it comes to particular practitioners, and I mean, let's just go ahead and put them all together. they didn't go to business school. They don't know marketing. They know what they know. They know how to help individuals. So if I'm working with massage therapists, they don't have marketing training. They didn't have business training. They had very little, and that very little was, let's create your business card. Well, a business card isn't going to do you any good if you don't know how to get that business card out there, or if you have the mindset that you aren't worthy enough to tell people what you do. And here's what I see about our company a lot of times too, is that we did it with Go for No, is that we are so afraid of rejection that we shut down. And rejection is, it's a numbers game. You got to have those no's, but you've got to find the value in what you're doing first. You have to have enough value that you understand, hey, this is an important product to me. I don't care who says no. I'm going to find the person who says yes. So when you're dealing or working with, I don't want to say dealing, that's kind of like not very good terms there, right, Robin? So when we're working with individuals, we want to make this so simple for them. But then here comes number 2 problem, is that it's so easy, they can't believe it. It's so easy to share. Oh, it has to be harder than this. So what we have to do is we have to stay within that duplication system of having the systems in place, like Connie has the Doc Talk in place. Therapists can just simply send them to Doc Talk. We have the opportunity calls, just send them there. Make it super easy for them to share. And so that then all they have to do is go to my website and sign up. And I also want to say this, because Connie showed up as a leader today. She could have very well said, I have internet issues, can't see you today. These are the people that we're looking for. And I had a team meeting one time, lost my power, lost my internet, and I had a decision to make. I could have canceled the meeting, but I did not. I got on my hotspot and I did the Zoom in dark on my laptop. These are the people that we're looking for, are the people who are going to show up no matter what the obstacle is. So hopefully on here that we can all be an example of what a great leader looks like, and keep that in their mind too, so that they can also duplicate. Well, I don't want to say duplicate us. Nobody can duplicate me, but at least they can duplicate the standard of practice that we have.
Thank you, Velvet. Thank you. Connie, go ahead.
Yep, right, tying in with that. And thank you, Velvet. But it really is, so having a community that is very focused on helping, right? We're very focused on helping and healing, right? And so I've heard comments before. I'm just gonna, this is a director's call, so I'm gonna put it out there, that we hear comments, well, this particular team is just about the money. We're better. We are about helping people. And I have said very clearly, and Barry has really brought this down to our team, when he heard the stories that Janet's talking about, where people were like, we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know how we're going to lose our home. We're going to, we can't, they have some kind of crisis, right? This changed everything. But what happened to those people is they got on the product. So what happened to their health? Their health changed too. And everybody they talked to's health changed too. And so what we started to see, what I said when somebody said that to me on a call, that, they're just about the money and we're about helping people and whatever it was. And I said, the truth is they've helped far more people than we have.
Health and wealth, right, Connie?
Health and wealth combined. But even if your focus is strictly health, the byproduct, so there's something I got out of the other day that I got out of when we were at Dr. Stacy's meeting, and Amy was talking in her presentation, and she said, LifeWave is about transformation. The paycheck is the thank you, right? And so the more people we touch that touch people and build this business, the more lives we transform. It could be wealth, it could be health, but if it's wealth, it's still going to be health. They have to take the product. They are going to take the product. They can afford to take anything they want. Think about your teammates who so want that water machine And yet they're sitting there going, I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Well, if we can show them how to truly build a business, that water machine is a blink for them.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
there you go.
So Connie, let's transition. So why would people want to do this? I'm not just talking about someone that needs a patch. We're talking about people that you're going to go through to directly with the premium package. Well, first of all, I always talk about income leverage. I talk to business owners. I don't talk patches to chiropractors. I talk about how they work round the clock. They spent, I don't know, 5, 10 years in school getting credentials and master's credentials. And what do they have? They have employees, they have taxes, they have employees that walk out on them, they have to retrain people. They have no control over the economy. And then when 6 other chiropractors move into town, they have competition. They don't have income leverage. When I turn out the lights at night, when Connie turns out the lights at night, I have people in 16 countries sharing the patches. I can wake up in the morning and I've made money. That chiropractor turns out the lights, goes home, goes on vacation, they don't make money. Nothing's coming in if they're not working. What happens if they break an arm, right? There's tax benefits. My daughter finally started to make some money and realized how much taxes were taken out. She was like, oh my gosh. I go, yes, you need a business, right? They need time freedom. Most people with their own business work 6, 7 days a week, you guys. They don't have time to take that vacation. We give them that, and we're giving them a cruise, financial freedom. A lot of these business owners don't have an exit option. They don't. And so we're going to talk about, hopefully in the next, we got to keep going. Why a chiropractor, why an attorney, why a broker, why a realtor wants to join this? Because you know what? They don't. They sell a house and they have to hustle another one. So Gregory, would you talk about channel WIIFM, please?
I don't
Gregory?
think they know they're muted.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Before Gregory jumps in, I want to address the why a little bit. A part of my past that some of you don't know about is I worked with Michael Gerber, who wrote the book, The E-Myth, The Entrepreneurial Myth. And I used to market a program called, Key Frustrations in a Small and Growing Business and What to Do About Them. And he nailed it. Most entrepreneurs went into business for themselves, but ended up with a 100-hour-a-week job. And it ended up being totally dependent on them. And what we would teach them at this consulting firm is how to systematize their business, how to create a franchise prototype so that the business was not dependent on them, which would give them some freedom, which would give them an opportunity if they wanted to franchise or duplicate or create another, location. And what is really challenging that a lot of people don't realize is that entrepreneurs are slaves to their business. And
Yep.
what frees them is systems. So it's not dependent on the person. And to get into a franchise situation, the initial investment is absurd. It's tens of thousands to millions of dollars. And so reframing our mindset that what we have here is literally a multi-million-dollar opportunity. I know that there's a lot of million-dollar earners in LifeWave, and they may have started with something as low as $25 up to $1,750. It's nothing. So we have to make that shift to realize the initial investment is pennies, considering what the opportunity is. And it's for us to make that shift to realize, because in network marketing, we don't have much skin in the game when you make $1,750 as an investment. It's like nothing to start a business. And so as leaders, to make that shift in our mind and transfer that to our people to realize, this is an opportunity that there are no limits, and you can create what Janet was talking about is true freedom and time freedom and financial freedom and all the other benefits she talked about. And, that peace of mind is so huge. So I just wanted to add that. And then Gregory, you want to talk about?
Yeah, WIIFM, everyone's favorite radio station. What's in it for me? And that's what, you need to help. If the shoe fits, they'll wear it. So you need to make sure you're giving them the right size shoe. But the bigger the shoe, the faster you go. So, a premium pack as Robin was saying, to start a new business for $1,750 is, you got to be
It's
kidding
almost
me.
a joke.
Is that all? Because like I said, I had hundreds of thousands of dollars in a manufacturing business. And then when I was shown network marketing, $5,000, I go, that's all? Okay. I did it. And so I was serious, but others, asked me how I enrolled. I says, well, I started with the premium pack. And if you didn't start with the premium pack, say, well, I started with a lower pack, but then I realized how important it was to have a premium pack, and I upgraded to a premium pack. Because when Robin and I started in Lifeway, she bought one sleeve, okay? Paid $25, bought one sleeve because we didn't want to pay 150. But after that one sleeve, and we saw it was a business, we upgraded to the diamond pack right away. So when we started the business, we came in with the premium, with the diamond pack. So those, I think that there's so much value in the premium pack that you're displaying here. And I think, Janet, you're going to show us the money, but I
Yeah.
think people need to recognize 100% of your purchase to start your Lifeway business. Your premium pack is a tax deductible investment in a business. It's tax
Exactly.
deductible. So if you're in a 30% tax bracket, you're, 30% of 1,700 is about over $3,000, $4,000 that you're going to write off your taxes. So,
So if you guys have noticed, to this point, we haven't talked patches. I haven't talked about GHKCU. I haven't talked to it about anything. I'm talking to people about their life. When Cami and I were on the plane, this gentleman sat next to us. He's a master plumber. He just spewed out what was going on with his business and how he was struggling. But two things hit me. He said, it took me 8 years to get a master plumbing certification. He goes, I get these guys coming on board, and in 3 months, they're like, oh, I don't want to do it. It took him 8 years. We're saying give us 2 to 3 years. You can be in less at that time a millionaire. This, you talk to people as Gregor and Robert say, like what's their long-term plan? If we could show you how part-time to earn up to $1 million and have the option, do your business if you want, or go on, or do the thing you love. I'm not talking to them about buy a patch and save the world. I'm talking about their life, and we have $1 million opportunity. Okay, show me the money. And I want you to, we'll put this out as a PDF, we'll get it on. But there's lots of savings in bond, and then Connie's going to talk about how you rank up for the Bahamas because premium packs give you 8 points, right? So let me start here. You enrolled them as a premium, and you yourself got $405, which with each personally sponsored premium, right? So if you did 4 people, you've already made $2,000 back. You made your money, right? But the first savings is what Cami said. The cost is lower. You're going to save $12.45 on each of them. So there's $250 savings, right? If you start putting them in, you do want to get people on subscription. You can save money. You're going to save money over shipping. So those people who are really about, oh, I'm all about the money. Well, guess what? You're going to save a whole bunch of money. Now you're going to make a whole bunch of money. And now we're going to help you get on the Bahamas trip. And then I'm going to share a resource for you that's coming up in September that might help. So Connie, go ahead into how they use it for the Bahamas trip, please.
Well, let me go back up just a little bit, Janet, to the subscription. So I want to clarify that. You get, you're active for your first 31 days and then you get your next 2 months at 110 PV. So that right there means of $400 because they don't have to have an order in the next 2 months. So you're saving that auto ship. So when you bring them in on a core or an advanced or just with a sleeve, they then have to have an auto ship the next month to maintain 110 PV for manager above. That's $200 basically that they have to do their next month and their next month. With the premium kit, they save that $400. It's included in the kit.
Thank
Does
you.
that make sense? I think that's a huge clarification. Plus, I loved about the shipping because everybody's like, well, where's the free shipping? And that's what maintenance kits, quite frankly, are so attractive, right? I'm gonna save 6 months of shipping. There's $100 in savings right there. So in this case, you're saving, 3 months, you're saving 2 more months of shipping. So a little bit of extra. You're
Thank
gonna
you.
figure out and you're gonna look and you're gonna go back into your reports of your
Oh,
personally enrolled people
Connie,
and
can I
look
real quick?
and look at your
Can I put in
Sure.
one
Yeah.
piece to what you said there on the second
Yes.
savings that way? You
Sure.
guys, we've got Comp 2.0 coming up. And Connie mentioned getting to manager. Well, in the Comp 2.0, it's all volume. So if you buy a premium kit, you're going to get, I think it's at least 550 points, I think at least. And if you're selling the premium kit, pretty soon you're going to rank up to 1-star manager, 2-star manager, 3-star manager. You're going to get the volume much more quickly through this thing. So thank you, Connie. Go ahead.
So I just went in, like, Robin has taught us before, to go into your personally enrolled team and look at what they've purchased. Look at, they were a core pack and they've never upgraded. And what patches do they use each month? And then I'm going to go back to the premium pack and I'm going to find out how much money am I going to save them and explain to them they won't need to order for 90 days. And we're going to save you this much money in shipping, this much money in product, and get your product all at one time. Is that something that interests you, right? We're not pushing the packs. Let's be clear. We're not going in and pushing people to spend money they don't have. We're trying to see the value for them, which is also then going to reward us when you're looking at something like an incentive trip or getting to the next rank or whatever it is in your business. So it's mutually beneficial to people to go through and walk through this with them. Now, if they say this isn't something I can manage, no problem. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. And you look at every single person who's never ordered that premium pack and you figure out what is the value to them? What is the savings for them? You present that to them. And after that, it is not your decision. But how many of these points will you need? How many people will you need to talk to get there? When we got down to being short, I don't even remember how many points, because I think we got 10 for the upgrade of premium in the last one. And we went down and looked and said, okay, we're 40 short. Who hasn't bought a premium kit yet? And we went through and we looked at all of those people to see who would that make sense for. And every single one of them did it because we did the value to them in doing this. And I was pretty honest with, some of these are my good friends and I'm like, hey, I am trying to earn this, don't get me wrong, but here's the value to you. Does that make sense for you right now? And they're like, yeah, that works, right? So that is another way to talk about it. Gregory and Robin, just so you know, we did the exact same thing, and I believe Anne Moreau did as well. I can't remember on Barbara Lippincott, but I do remember we came in, we're like, oh, we'll just try this. So we came in with $25 and a sleeve of X39. Then we looked into it, did the research, tried the product. Barry got the results, and we went diamond, or again, it was diamond at the time. That was a no-brainer because once I saw it, I said, there isn't a person I'm going to come with an arm's length of that I am not going to put a patch on. And Anne was the same way. Anne came in. I said, Anne, come in with this pack because, and if you don't want to do this, no big deal, but let's just get you in. And then once she saw it, then it made sense for the value, to go up. So lots of people come in and upgrade. That's pretty common.
Great. So Connie, talk about qualifying for the Bahamas, please.
I can't. Janet, you're killing me, girl. Qualified in like what the points are?
The points, the premium pack are 8 points. If you have someone enroll, it's 8 points. So as Robin was saying, this is a short contest. If you're just putting in PCs at 1 point or 2 points, you better hustle to get 80 people in. So if you're doing a premium pack, you've got 8 points. So 10 premium packs gets you to the first qualification for the trip. You put in 12, 13 premium packs, you're on it with your airfare and a friend, right? So let's think bigger. Let's help more people, but also let's get you there fast. Gregory?
Yeah, Lavelle's been very patient with his hand up. Call on Lavelle and then Beamy and then Kameh.
And let's keep it brief because we've got lots of other things to
Yeah.
cover. Thank you.
Hey, Lavelle.
Great training. I think that we have to make sure that we teach our people. You need to lead by example.
Hmm.
How can you ask someone else to upgrade to a premium if you're not a premium? That's one thing that you really want to consider because we lead by example. People do what you do, not what you say.
Thank you.
Beamy, did you want to chime in?
Yes, just real quick, great training, really. And I asked some of the brand partners who wanted to fast track for the incentive trip to let's see how we can squeeze all the points we can get. So, and this has to be in a timed, and you have to really work with your new person. If you bring them in as a PC, the next week get them to a core, and then September advance and October before the 17th to premium, you're going to make a lot of points. And so that's what I'm doing, not with everybody, because it's a certain rhythm you have to have.
Thank you. You do get an extra point if they start as a customer. Say, check it out, get your own experience, and then, when you're ready to start the business, we'll share with you the kits. That extra point makes a difference. Thank you, Beamy. And who else had their hand up?
I think Kameh.
Kameh?
Yes, I just wanted to interject this that we forgot to mention. One of the advantages of having a premium pack yourself is that when you get someone started, you can give them a sleeve, at least a sleeve of X39 to get them going. So there's no lag time. They're excited, they want to try it. And then when they get their order, you get yours back. So it really helps to get the momentum going.
Hmm.
Great. Thank you. I totally agree with you. I remember I wanted it now. Yeah. I'm going to start turning back the clock right away. You want to move?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And I just wanted to go into the what's new section. And since we're talking about the cruise, I'm going to click here and go to the cruise. And I wanted to point out the revised point tracker that you all got in your email reminder. But Liz created a page too because it's going to take more than 10 people to get you there. Okay. So this is page 2 that you can put another 20, 25. I'm not sure how many there. And you can print as many page 2s as you want because I know you heard last week, Robin, she's going through our genealogy, writing down the names of people that may be able to qualify for 1, 2, 8, 5, 7, 10, all the different categories. So this can be all of
In pencil.
all your personally sponsored folks that you're working with that could be upgrading to the packs or up ranking to the higher rank. So I just wanted to point out for you and your team that the revised cruise tracker is now available.
And a little tweak, if someone has a rank of manager or above, you can't see which kit they got until you click on what I call the little driver's license on the left side, and it'll tell you you can find out which kit they got because they may be a manager and they didn't buy one of the larger kits. So there's an opportunity there too.
So there's another form that we sent out to you today, and that's a form that's been around for a while that Liz created for us a couple of years ago. And you can download the manager maker form. So when you're working with people, when you add people onto your list, you're going to help get the manager so you get points for the cruise, and you're also going to get the manager maker bonus. This is a great form that tells you exactly what you need to do
Click on it.
to get. I'm trying to open it. Let's see if it'll open here.
There we
There it
go.
is. Okay. So this is a handy form to help people get to director and, excuse me, to manager, and then it even helping people get to director.
And when I use this form, I look at all the personally enrolled people that haven't made manager yet. I find out if they want to make manager,
Excellent.
and then I will put their name on a form. I'll have a separate form, and I will look in their back office. Oh my gosh, they only need one more person on their right side. Oh my goodness, they only need 110 PV. Oh my goodness. And so then I can reach out to them and help them understand how close they are to getting to manager if they want it.
And that's a leadership tip. Before she gets on the phone with that person, she already knows what they need. So she can go, I was looking at your volume. Do you realize with one more person here or one more person there, you're going to be a manager? They go, oh, most people don't know that. Most people don't track their business like we do, like you do as leaders. And that's a role of leadership because people don't know which way to go necessarily. And that's our job to point them in the right direction.
And this is another reason also we can get a lot of information on personally enrolled from the back office, but also sometimes we need their login. And that's the reason to have the login of people that you're personally working with. Because many times I will see things that they don't see. And I reached out to one of my people and said, do you realize that you are this close to being a presidential? And they had no idea. And I said, this is what we need to do. But I had to go through their back office to figure out exactly what needed to happen because there was a few steps, but they made it.
And that's a valuable success tip. Robin has a spreadsheet. She knows a username of passcode to everybody she has ever sponsored. Okay. That's just, and people think, oh, I can't ask them that. Well, you can't get at their money. You can't do anything except guide them. So almost everybody will say, oh, sure. In fact, they're telling it to you while you're enrolling them.
And it's not just personally sponsored. It's the people
Oh,
I
that's
work,
right. Very
it's the
true.
people I work with.
Yeah.
And I literally have hundreds of them. I've had two people that didn't want it, and I totally respect that. And that's their prerogative. But on a weekly basis, on Saturday and Sunday, I actually go in the back office of a lot of different people.
He's watching you.
To be of support, to see, what's going on there and see their growth trends and whatever. So anyway, should we continue on?
We are continuing on. What's next?
What's
Janet, Connie, anything you wanted to say in wrap up of this? I think this
I
is
would like to share at the end the event coming up in Dallas and invite people to it.
beautiful.
Okay, great.
Beautiful.
Great. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the agenda.
Well, are you going to share something or you
She
just?
said
Oh,
it-
do you want, I didn't know if you want me to do it now or after you're done.
Well, that was, I covered everything on our agenda.
Well-
Our point building strategy, our cruise tracker form, the updated cruise tracker form and the managing director form.
And
Robin had one other thing she
yeah,
wanted to mention.
and I want to thank Sunshine Rose because she's been doing research on Elton John glasses. And actually, if you go to Amazon, you can buy a dozen of them for $18. So you might want to get some.
And are they
for-
called Elton John glasses?
Well, if you do a search for Elton John glasses, a whole bunch of options will show up. And I don't know how often you're going to wear these glasses. So getting, 12 of them for $18 is a great thing.
Wow.
Janet presented me with some. I should have been wearing. I should go get them. I presented some for me at the last event, and it was very fun to wear them. And
There, look at Janet's got them on.
Janet
Janet
has hers on.
Hudson.
I love it. There you go.
Yeah.
She's ready.
Yeah,
So
she's ready.
it just would be fun.
There we go.
Is that.
Oh, put him back on. Put him
Janet.
back on, Janet.
We got you pinned.
Oh, there we
Look at
go.
that.
And look, they fit right over your glasses, so I can wear them too.
And she looks great in those. They're very becoming, my dear. Yes. So it's a fun thing to do. And thank you, Sunshower, for doing all the research. But you can just go to Amazon. We don't put links on things and search Elton John glasses and all kinds of options will pop up. And it's just a fun thing.
So, the stars seem to be lining up in many different ways. And I think they lined up for Janet because she got a call from one of her mentors, a message from one of her mentors that instrumental in her success in network marketing. And Janet, you want to take it from there?
Thank you, Gregory. Those of you who are ready to go to the next level, we have a 2-day event in Dallas, September 13th and 14th, that's at this insanely low price. You'll never see it again. with a mentor of mine that really built over 7 years my mindset of how you do this business, because I was corporate. I didn't know how to do this business. And I've not been like Gregory, who's been in the business 37 years. And when this opportunity came, he said, if you'll invite your group, I will upgrade you to the VIP and I will give you a private coaching session. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. So I'm going to share the event. I'm going to share the link, and we have a code. When you enroll at the lower price, it's going to be $100 off. And even more, it's one ticket and two people get to go. It's like insane, you guys. And I can tell you, in 2 days, you're going to shift more and learn more from these 12 speakers than it would probably take you 4 years. You're going to collapse your learning so fast. You're going to come back and know how to do this premium pack, know how your mindset will have worked through all these things, and you go, I've got it now. So I'll share the event. It's called, let me jump on here, Connect, Persuade, Lead. The gentleman, my mentor, is Mark Aceta. If you copy this URL, and I'll put it in the chat, I'll copy this. And the event, you fly in on Friday the 12th to Dallas. It's at the Hilton Anatole Hotel. Those of you who went to conference last year, it's the same hotel. And what you're going to see is you're going to be learning communication skills on connecting, communication skills on how to persuade people ethically, how to lead people, how to connect with them, how to persuade them, how to lead yourself and others. And honestly, Marcus said it is paid like $100,000 an hour, and he opened this up to the public.
Wow.
And so when you go there, how to read someone, how to move people to action, how to tell stories, how to get the best out of your people, how to overcome objections, how to remain calm. And here with it, Mark's going to be there. There's also 12 other presenters. Johnny Wimbry, I can't tell you enough. I learned so much from him. Connie and Barry know Sean Robert Smith and vouch for him. Ray Higdon's a huge network marketing leader. Rob Campbell, I learned a lot from in the past. Very good. Maria, all these people are going to be there, you guys, for, oh my gosh, the insane price. The 2-for-1 was $399. That's insanely low. And now he gave us $100 off for $299 at two people. And he said, I'll upgrade your group, Janet, because he knew me. I'll get you in the VIP and we'll give you a bonus training session afterwards. Okay, you guys move heaven and earth because you're going to come in. There's the Inner Circle cocktail party on Friday. You've got the Saturday event, the Sunday event. If you come Southwest, Love Field is almost on the back door of the Anatole Hotel, or you can fly into DFW. I've got a group, cheers to them. They're going to drive from Nebraska, 4 of them, 9 hours. They see this, how valuable it is. So if it speaks to you, I need to ask you to please get hold of me, because if you sign up, I'll put this in chat.
And I'm going to pause that just for a second. You don't need to get a hold of Janet. She was doing that in the director's call, but all of you and your teams that you share this with, you don't need to contact Janet. There's a discount code, it's Janet 100, posted in the chat, and that will automatically get you the discount. So just so you know, Janet's not going to give out, we're not giving out her email on this call. Now I'm going to go back.
Because I need to tell them these are the people coming from my group, and they're tracking us for this. And by the way, they might hold it open for 3 more days for us. We're going to stay at the Courtyard Marriott Market Center Hotel. You can walk over to the Anatole. But if it speaks to you, I'll put my email in here, and get hold of me, get questions answered. But to Connie's point, this starts with mindset. Gregory and Robin are constantly talking about. Robin's constantly coaching on leadership. It's mindset that gets you successful. Thank you, guys.
Can I add in, Janet, now to how this came about for me and Barry? So Janet told us about this quite a while ago. We're flying in, and we will be in Maine for the team in Maine, as well as for Barbara Lippencott's downline and Jen and the Jaycos, and we're all doing an event. And we're going to be there. We're going to be gone, flying from Arizona to Maine. We're going to be gone from September 4th to September 11th. We fly back, get in late September 11th. Janet, we talked to Janet this morning. We saw the value in this. We're going to be back probably enough time to sleep, unpack, and repack. And we will be back on a plane to go to this event. Now, I want to speak to the idea because we think it's that valuable for us and our team to go to the next level. Have we already had success? Yeah, we've had more success than we could have ever dreamed of. But to go to the next place is going to take different actions, different mindset, and different coaching to support our team so they can all get where they want to go. The next piece is I want to go back to that idea of entrepreneurs. When Janet was talking about being a slave to your business, you know, very quickly, if I was not standing behind the chair, Barry had a business. If I was not standing behind the chair, I was not making money. And there were so many opportunities that happened that I wasn't able to go to. If I had still been behind the chair, having to come back and go to work the next day, I would have, no matter how bad I wanted to go to this event, I would have said, sorry, Janet, I can't make it. I have clients the next day. Sorry, Janet, I can't go. I have to go to my job the next day. So just a thought for all of you to think about, see where you are with your life.
I can guarantee you, you will be so blown away at the end of this thing. You're going to be on fire. I've spent years with Mark, and I can't believe he's back with us.
Well, thank you, Janet. Thank you, Connie. This is huge. And I just want to remind all of us that we have a set point. Everyone has a set point, whether it's about their weight or about their income opportunity. When people say, well, I want to make $10,000 a month. I said, have you ever done that? They go, no. I go, what's the most you've made? And, you know, they don't have the set point to take them to that next level. And the beauty of our business, people can work up to it. And if we have a limit in here, this is the kind of opportunity that can help shift that. And again, to remember Jim Rohn's quote, to work twice as hard on yourself as you do on your business because you are your business. And this kind of opportunity is huge. You know, we would love to go, except we're getting on a plane like days later.
For a family vacation
In Italy. Yeah. And yeah. So is it available virtually?
I'm going to find out. I'll find out.
Because we
Yeah.
would love to participate. Yeah. So I hope everyone takes advantage and shares it with your teams. Those people that have big dreams, those people that want to really move through the ranks and increase their income. You know, this is huge opportunity.
So I'd encourage everyone that I've posted it several. Thanks for posting it, Janet. I keep posting it, so it's the last thing in the chat. Everybody, please just take a copy and check out the website. Think
And
about
I just put the code. You'll see when you enroll for the $3.99. It is 2 people, but one person's going to buy it. So Janet, and down there it'll say apply code. Put in Janet 100, and you're going to see the price drop to $2.99. So you 2 people can go for $150. Just split it.
To
Like,
change your life.
change your life, right? Janet 100. Yeah. So you guys commit. The money will come up. Sell a couple premium packs. You paid for this trip.
it.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Anything else?
No, I think this has been I hope everyone feels it's been a very fruitful call. Thank you so much, Janet and Connie, for helping people reset the sail of their consciousness, you know, and because the wind's blowing, we just need to catch the wind.
And you know, I think more and more to really reach out to people, could you use a supplemental income? Because most everyone will say yes to that. And to put more attention and focus to helping people build a business in the nooks and crannies of their life. You know, most people do this part-time, and like Jim Rohn says, I'm working part-time on my future and full-time on my job.
And you know, one thing that comes to mind, you know, we like to ask people on a 1 to 10, how bad is your pain? You might ask them that about their finances. Hey, Lavelle, did you want to share some closing comments?
Yeah, Janet, you said you were put up that PowerPoint or whatever it was.
Oh, I'll put that as a PDF and send it over to Gregory and Robin. They can post it.
Yeah, we'll put it in the Facebook group.
Okay.
Okay, thanks so much. Great job.
Thank
So
you.
let's go for those premium kits. Let's get on that cruise and
Mhm.
have a great time together. And we have 10 and a half weeks left.
Great.
9.5.
Beautiful.
Thank you for your leadership, Gregory and Robin.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that wonderful or what? I'm so glad we got to share that with you. A little confusion on the link, but we got an amended link. And special announcement before we wrap up. Robin and I are so excited about this event coming up that Janet has negotiated this discount for, that Robin and I have decided that some of you may say, well, I can't afford to go. And I think many of you can't afford not to go. We're going to put up $3,000 in scholarship money. So if you feel that you want to go, but you just can't make it happen, we will cover your expense. Just reach out directly to Robin or I, and that's $299, and you can bring a friend. So, but it's not for everybody. It's for the Live Younger community, those of you participating in these calls and our events. But we just like to encourage you to go. It's just, who knows? One or two of us might end up there, even though we're jumping on a plane and heading to Italy for 10 days right after that. So I just want to make that known, and I want to thank everyone for being on the call. I don't think we're going to go into Q&A. I think we're full right now. Our cup runneth over. And let's go sell some premium packs. I've got some strategies. Robin and I are making our list. We're checking it twice, and we're going to work because we're going to see you on that cruise too. So
And
thanks.
Gregory, how do
Yes,
people
Robin.
get the scholarship?
They contact you or I.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
had to be on this call or listen to this call because we
Yeah.
have 3
Yeah, for
days.
people that are on the call or on the replay. And Janet, you got your hand up. Do you want to say something?
Yes, just don't wait. This scholarship offer is so generous from you both, but team out there, Mark's going to pull this event in 3 days in this offer, pardon me, not the event. He's going to pull this offer. It's done. So don't wait. If you think you want to go, get hold of Gregory and Robin, get it booked. The rest will come, you guys. It really will by then. You'll figure out the transportation in the hotel.
Right. And Janet, could you give the dates again, please?
Okay, you need to be in Dallas Friday night, September 12th. There is a VIP event that we're supposedly going to be invited to now with this offer that will be at the Anatole at 8 o'clock. It starts Saturday morning, I think 9:30 at the latest. It's on the website. There's a lunch break. It'll go to 6:30 at night. So that's on the 13th and the 14th all day Sunday. There is a non-denominational, I think, denominational service on Sunday morning. I'll have to check. But we'll be there, a bunch of us, Connie, Lucas, I, whole bunch of the leaders that are on this call are coming. You're going to really know people and feel very welcome.
Mhm. Beautiful. Thank you, Janet.
Mhm.
Thank you, everyone. And have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend. And let's go move some premium packs. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Taking our
Thank
Thank you
mindset.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.